I'm here with Fang Li at the Crescent Theater for the screening of the Lisbon Maru. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm so pleased to be here.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a little about your inspiration in directing this film?
First of all, this is my first time director job. I was not really thinking about making a film, but I've been making feature films for 24 years. But I also have been developing technology for marine surveying and mineral oil and gas exploration for 40 years. So this is my second job, filmmaking. So I've been a script writer and a producer for 15 feature film. But this film is accidentally I ran into the history and the situation. When I was shooting a film in that island, then I heard from a captain, our transportation boat, telling me 76 years ago there was a big Japanese armed transportation ship torpedoed by an American submarine. Over 1,000 the British prisoners jumped into the water and got a shooting. A Chinese fisherman ran into the scene, rescuing them. Then I was surprised. How could I never heard about this before? I know history pretty well, especially about World War II, what happened in Asia Pacific, in particular in China. I know pretty well, but never heard about this. Then after I finish my shooting, get back to onshore. I verified with the local government. They said yes, it was true story, but nobody has ever, brought up to the news or to the any media. They also mentioned to me, nobody has ever found that shipwreck. That created my professional curiosity. So I said, gee, how could a big vessel, how could never be found? Then I said, I'm going to be back here. So 2 years later, I brought my team, my hydrographics team, come back. The first 10 days, we couldn't find anything. Then I start thinking about it. Then I realized the Japanese record, the sinking side coordinate must be wrong. Then we started enlarge the whole area doing the seafloor imaging. Then we found a big vessel. Then what I realized, the offset between where we found the vessel and the original Japanese military record was totally wrong and big offset, 36 kilometers. That's why nobody has ever found that boat. But how I'm going to pull, that's Lisbon Maru. So then the second year, that's 2017, in September, I brought up the whole technology team from airborne, verifying the metal, use magnetometer, also underwater robots, and also very high-end sonar, imaging sonar with unmanned boat, got everything. Then we verified it. That must be Lisbon Maru. But there was one moment, that day that I will never forget in my life. When we're evacuating from the sea back to the shore, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, September the 9th. You know, the
This
sun,
September?
September, September the 9th, that date. I was standing on the deck. All of a sudden, you realize, though, straight below at the seafloor, 30 meters away, there were 828 young men dead over there. Nobody knows who they are, what's their name, what happened. So that was a moment triggered my motivation. I want to find out what happened. So, but at beginning, I never thought about making a feature film. I was somebody thinking about a TV, documentary. because I heard there's only two survivors still alive. One is a Chinese fisherman, Mr. Lin, already 94 years old. There's a British soldier, Dennis Morley, 98 years old. So then I realized that if I do not act quick, we may miss all those and witness who can give us oral history. So immediately after the new year 2018, I mobilized our team to UK. So we collected approximately about 20 family names, address at those POWs. So, but the first stop I was at Dennis Morley's house. He, after I interviewed him, I even promised next year, October 26th, that's his birthday, 100-year birthday. I promised to give him a gift, which is this TV documentary, which I titled as The 828 Unforgotten for those young men. But what I didn't realize is immediately after visiting Dennis Morley, I started visiting families. Oh, Jesus. Every day we are on tear from the morning down. Every morning we visit one family in another town. Afternoon, every day, two families. All heartbreaking stories. I visit five families. They led me to their family cemetery. There's no ash and bodies, empty grave. Especially this private, Kenneth Hoskins, I remember, he grew up with his grandparents. He even doesn't have a gravestone. His grandparents had a gravestone. There's only one sentence there saying, Private Kenneth Hoskins, presumably drowned in 1942. That's alive. So that's give me another shock and the move and the hurts. Now I went to this old lady, 84 years old, Shirley Banbridge. She's holding this baby doll. There's a very beautiful photo, pretty girl, 3 years old, holding the baby doll. Her father sent to her 1940. So it has been 77 years. She's still waiting for her father to be home. So when those stories hit me, and I realized that that's a very probably good footage for big screen because a human story. But we only have 20 family names. There are 1,816 British families. So that somebody become motivated to find more POWs. So I heavily advertised at a mainstream newspaper in UK, Daily Telegraph, Sunday Times, and the Guardian. Every weekend we are putting a full advertisement. Where are you? Looking for British POW. And that big advertisement run and triggered the BBC's interest. They invited me because they verified with me, are you working for government? I said, no, that's all my personal. That's my personal money, personal commitment.
You were doing the government's job, though. Like,
But that's, I should do this for British,
yeah.
it should be a British government job. But the BBC, the woman asked me, she asked me, what made you here? A small group of Chinese heavily spending money advertise like hell, looking for British families. I said, do you realize 1,816 POW suffered such a disaster in China? That's my home. Why I'm doing this? Because I found a vessel. Then, I'm a father. I feel hurt. 800 young men forgotten. That's why I'm advertising. I want to find out more stories. I want to share with the whole world about those young boys who lost life in my home. So that is a whole motivation. That's why.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's such a compelling story. You are truly an amazing person, and I'm very excited to watch the film.
I can tell you, everybody. I sold all my house because my cash ran out during the COVID,
Yeah.
lockdown. Because I used to make money on my technology company.
Yeah.
That I can spend the money to the film. But this film, nobody thinks it's going to make money. So, but I have to do it. But I'm so lucky, man. The last 2 years, I catch up the last window. Feel the whole of history. The other thing is, I feel so lucky. I did one thing for 2,071 families. I presented an image for this 2,000 plus families, 1,816 British family. There's a Canadian family too. There's a 250 Chinese fisherman family. Now they realize what happened to their loved ones. So that's why I feel so lucky. I have a chance to do something meaningful for 2,000 families. That's all my motivation.
Well, it's definitely inspirational. Thank you so much for speaking with
Sure.
us, and I can't wait to watch the film.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.